show coming from the RAC store. With this back in the Mac in the back flow. Let's go, chillin' with raccoons by the back door. Take calls so you can stake more. All I wanna do is making dough, right? But I found this crew and doing alright. We RACBULLA, bitch, ready to fight. So many raccoons ready for the boss life. I might fly high like a kite, right? But always ready for a shite for the right price. Raccoon supply has the right price. Giving you respect if it's likewise. So I'm buying all the mean guys with the clean heart. Read between lies, laser beam through lean eyes. Warrior with clean lies, trash mouth, mean smile, be wise. NFT wise, fuck with these guys. It's the RAC lab from the back lab. 110 of these in my backpack. Crazy RAC pack from the stash app. RACBULLA taking lead in this haystack. It's the RAC lab from the back lab.
Good morning, RAC FM. It's 0800 EST, and what does the O stand for? Oh my god, it's fucking early, and a raccoon is shouting in my fucking ears. Guys, it's Friday the 13th. January 2023, and this is your daily Cosmos Crypto US of A breakfast show with your host, Robo, Mayor of RACBULLA, out here in Bangkok, and your favourite pundits. Today we have on the show Mr. Rarma. We have Little G, aka Little Squid. Hopefully we're joined by Fid Fuddington and the wonderful Bbandz from the block. Bringing all the opinions, arguments, FUD and DPS that you nerds fucking need. So let's bring everybody in very quickly before we bring up the agenda. There's our Rarma. So let's bring Rarma because I know it's late. Let's get Bbandz co-hosting. I know it's too late for Rarma. Ollie will be bringing you in, buddy. Don't worry about that. Soon enough, there's plenty of time for you, matey. Sabrestein's here as well. Wonderful. Right, guys. Invites are out. Let's see who comes up. So, morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Bbandz. How are you?
Doing good, man. I wish I had gotten that documentation earlier. I would have had more notes.
Oh,
but, you know,
kill,
to wait
man.
on customer service has been a freaking drag.
Kill, man. Rarma's about to blow this thing wide open, man. Don't worry about this at all, right? Hello, Sabrestein, our guest.
Good morning. I took notes, but I had to look up actually quite a few things. So hopefully I am adequately prepared. But we shall see.
Well, there's loads of drama like being unfolding, hasn't there? With your man Biden, that shit's fucking exploded, hasn't it? I thought it was only going to be a little. Boom! They weaponized the DOJ after him. Well, they didn't. They've brought in a special counsellor anyway. We'll talk about that. Plenty of time now. Mr. Rarma, we are blessed by your... By the way, Sabrestein, thank you very, very much for being a guest pundit today for a bit of crack, bit of culture.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited. I just have to let you guys know ahead of time if my kids do wake up, I might have to mute my mic and go and come back for a bit or whatnot, but I'll let you know. So thank you.
Don't worry about that at all, woman. You do what you need to do, man. Don't worry about that, right? It's absolutely fine because there's been a bit drama, hasn't there? Well, not drama, but there's been some things last night, been some things today. Rarma's feeling a bit spicy. Oh, I think you're in for a good show here. Berserker must be a bit busy at the minute, but he can come up when he's good and ready. Rarma, hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of our fellow listeners. How are we all today?
Well, you're out fucking setting fires. We can all say that plain and simple, can't we? I mean, this is obviously going to fucking go off.
I don't know what you're talking about. I simply posted a screenshot of some numbers and asked people if they wanted to discuss it or not. I haven't done anything at all.
No, you basically did Darcy or spend 300k on fucking coke? Finn's going to be like, well, and then you did all that at the beginning. I did all that work. You did all that work on the beginning. I'm going to have to. Hey, dude, where have you getting that from? If anyone doesn't know, just go and look at Rarma's timeline. It's TL. Rarma, where have you getting that from? Where was that hidden?
A good journalist never discloses its source.
Oh, listen to him. Thinks he's fucking Barry Weiss or something, doesn't he? Mr. Matt Tahibi there. Right, okay. What about this audio visuals? Does the drugs count towards like audio visuals because like you're tripping your head off or something? Is that?
It can. I've heard that certain illicit substances can impair your audio and visual. So maybe. I did ask whether it was just poor categorization or wording. We'll find out, I guess. I'm sure it's going to ruffle a few feathers.
Oh, probably. Well, I'm looking forward to tonight. Hopefully, like we've got Berserker, like I said, jumping in as a guest pundit as well with Sabrestein. And I wanted to bring Berserker in after that tweet the other day, and I want to give him like some airplay on RAC FM, like just to talk about Wrecked Bit. Even though I know Rarma and that'll be fucking getting voodoo dolls of me and that and sticking pins in. I'm dead excited Ollie's here because I have spoke to Ollie at length on unrecorded, like late night spaces that you lot haven't been in. And yeah, man, Ollie's class like. So he's going to talk a bit about kudos, guys, talk about computing power for the future. What's different with the prop versus, say, like a cash's proposition, for example, right? There's some cool stuff coming out of kudos, yeah? We'll get Collie. So, guys, listen, I've been saying to guests, it's like a 2-hour show. Just like jump in or come up to speak whenever you can, whenever you want, right? So what I was going to do, shall we go through like some of the topics very quickly that we've had, like that we can talk about this week? And then we'll bring Ollie in and we'll bring Ollie into the conversation because he said he will probably be here for about like the first hour or something, maybe if he can. So fingers crossed, guys. We'll get him in on some of the convos. So what did we have this week that concerned us? Macro-wise, right, Bbandz has been up all night, studying for this shit, haven't you? Microsoft, right? 10 billion investment in OpenAI.
Oh my God.
Well, nothing can go wrong there, right? Nothing can go wrong there. What else have we got? Barry, well, I put these topics on the other day. Barry writes an open letter, but then Cameron Winklevoss wrote that open letter. I mean, it's like fucking tennis, isn't it? Like out in public or something, side to side, right? And then I've just found out today when I woke up, because it was a late night last night, I've just found out that the SEC's investigating, aren't they? Genesis and Gemini, right? The SEC's investigating both of them. I've just found out, like, did that break, 18 hours ago, something like that? So I did have about Barry writing his open letter, and then obviously Cameron's reply, which was like, whoa, this is getting serious. This is all public, like the washing out in the public, I thought the crack about the Biden White House, guys, listen, with Tucker, these papers that have been filed, where's it, Arkansas, I think, in Louisiana, is it? These cases have been filed in court, against Biden and these emails have come out or something during discovery. Like, it wasn't just FBI or whatever, basically, like, it was basically Biden's direct fucking office, like, reaching out to Facebook and saying, bang, Tucker Carlson. I thought that was amazing. However, and this is where the conspiracy theory comes in, right? Apparently, Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, that one for you, Finn. Kamala Harris has been the happiest she's ever been since she's been in the job this week. Allegedly, the stories about her skipping around the office and all that and like happy as fuck, right? So this shit come out in these cases about Biden, obviously not good. And then they've been finding like all of these fucking papers all over what is going on with this. They found a few papers of Trump's in Mar-a-Lago. They put them out on the floor. They get photocopied them, put them all over. They even raked through your woman's underwear drawer and everything, right? Biden's had stacks like stashed all over in the back of his Corvette in the garage. I couldn't believe it. Has anyone seen the photo from like 2020 or something? Where he's like backing the Corvette into the garage and he's got all the papers in the back and that's them.
So I don't want to interrupt, Robo, but I'm new to this RAC FM thing and I would never want to disrespect a host.
We keep going.
I'm just saying what part of this relates back to macro?
Oh, here we go. And Powell, Jerome Powell slapping down the woke fuckers at the Fed this week. That was amazing. Don't know if anybody saw that. But hey, these are just some of the stuff. You can talk about what you like, son. You're going to set flames. I know you are. I just thought there were some of the highlights.
No, I'm happy to talk macro. You know, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to tie it back into macroeconomics, finances. I'm more than happy to like shit on, you know, old father Don. What's his name? Not Father Don. I do pray to Don Kryptonium multiple times a day, as all should. But Father Biden, sorry. I'm happy to pray to him as, you know, a law-abiding Australian, non-American. I will do it if we want to, but just, you know, not a big fan of...
Markets know he's gone, man. Markets know he's gone. The markets know he's gone. So, dude, when it comes to Cosmos, because you can talk about what you like, I'm just going to introduce the topics. When it comes to Cosmos, I think top of the list got to be a game of NFTs. I want to, especially with Berserker being here and this being public, etc., recorded, I do, when we're independent, you know, without people, like we're going to talk as pure independent outsiders, like objectively, right? Pure objective opinion, right? ICI branding, right? The branding and the messaging, because we got some like signals from Berserker, we got some signals from Soy. So when we come to talk about Cosmos, I want to bring that up. DAO V2, I've heard, you know, grumblings from many that it's a bit of a nothing burger. I saw Jake tweeting out about the GitHub and the contracts, blah, blah, blah. And I saw his poll. So I reckon that might be just around the corner. Maybe they need to make sure this was going to be stabilized in a live environment before they dropped something like payroll contracts. I don't know. We'll see. And then selecting SubDAO members as well was just stuck on the bottom of the list, you know? Like, what's best practices professionally, like moving forward? Say, like the source DAO, there really wasn't any. But, like, imagine something else, right? Like, what's those going? But there's some other stuff in Cosmos. Cosmoverse. Rarma's just dropped an expenses sheet, which, yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a fucking barrel of laughs. Anyway, where shall we start, Bbandz? Over to you, darling, before we go to Rarma.
Well, I feel like Rarma's really excited about this topic. I usually do the news first, kind of like go through to see what everybody, you know, thoughts are specific news subjects. So, what would you like to do?
Right. We'll bring Ollie in.
Robo, because I can.
Bbandz,
let's do the normal show. Run it through. Do the news topics of the week. Like, don't let like a recent tweet of mine interrupt the routine, the very set, rigorous routine of the show. I'm happy to sit in the background, contribute where I can.
Rarma, you're zesty right now, so we should probably get you while you're hot and get.
No, it's fine. Like, trust me. I'm currently looking at one open can, and then next to it is a closed one. So, like, trust me, we're fine. Okay.
Okay, well, let's say hello to a few people and let's bring everyone into conversation, because that's what the panelists are about. Berserker, thank you very much for joining us. It's a pleasure. It's great to have you on the big show of the week. Yeah, dude. Thank you.
Hey,
it's the Bbandz. We got Fonzie here instead of Berserker.
Yeah,
we got Bbandz.
Amazing intro, Berserker. So glad you could contribute and bring such amazing value to the introduction. Everyone now knows who you are, what project you're involved with, what you're going to bring to the show today. Amazing. Thank you.
Oh, hey, he got some credibility this week, I think. I think he laid out the story of the RAC gang this week in a way that, like, if you read that and that didn't, like, hit with you, and then what I heard from, like, V about, about Berserker, like, reaching out to him, about people needing help, yeah, hopefully we've got time to be able to get into that. That's why your man's here. Guys, we've been joined by Ollie. Kudo, I should say. Kudo, Ollie. Rarma, I don't think you've met Ollie. I have. Hello, Ollie.
Hey, Robo. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I think Rarma was on that one other call we were on, one of the late night ones. But yeah, good to be here, as always.
Ollie and I are best friends, Robo. It's shameless you would think that we wouldn't have a chat and, make sure that we're well acquainted before the show tonight. Disappointed.
Why doesn't that surprise me? You know what I mean, Ollie? Why doesn't that surprise me?
Yeah, we go way back. Hey.
Ollie, I hope you've have you got, well, we'll get to it, but have you got any opinion on interchain NFTs? Have you? at the moment? What you like on that subject?
So I have some opinions on it, but more high level opinions. So I mean, I'm just generally excited for anything that's activating IBC and activating anything in terms of the interchain. I think that app chain thesis is what gets us so excited by Cosmos. And so obviously, yeah, we've got native tokens, CW20s, and cross chain calls, but to have NFTs across the interchain, I think that's always exciting stuff. Yeah, keen to see where things are going there.
Oh, we had such a good conversation, Ollie, on RAC FM last night, guys, the recorded show. Rarma, I can't believe the after party show, the after hours, had literally almost as many bloody listeners as what we had on the main show, mate. That's going to have to stop. There's been hardly any replays, Rarma. Maybe it's a bit slow Friday, yeah. Maybe we need the weekend to play out.
Like, I can just tell you, so, last night's show will pale in comparison to this show, okay? So let's not let, a midweek show, impromptu, unscheduled, from our normal weekly show. This is the benchmark, right? The replays, the listens, this is the show. This is what we've got to aspire to. And if people want to tune in midweek, and chat on unrecorded spaces and have some fun, that's on them.
And dude, you know something, I'm just looking, before we probably get started, I'm just looking down the list, man, and there's some absolute chads in this room. When you look down that list and you see everybody, Marty, Sislers in here, V, Soy, Brasco, Gus, Bullbutts in, Amir, man, they're all in, Tanks in, Amando. Wow, we've got a right room. Right, I mean, let's be honest, right? The markets are pumping. Let's get this over and done with quickly. Does macro fucking interest us? Does politics interest us or not? How we doing? Bbandz? Are we interested in it or not? Or do we want the juice?
I like the juice. Give me the squeeze.
I knew you want to fucking see it.
I don't. The macro, that's fun, cool. But we can read about that later. I feel like what's going on, the juice is more interesting. That's what keeps people coming, right?
Okay, thumbs up for the juice. I can see this because it is pretty late for Rarma, and while we've got him here, maybe we want the juice.
Let's not make excuses, okay? I'm staying up until like 2:30, 3 o'clock. So let's just do the normal show and then get to it when we get to it. Let's not force or rush things.
But it is. We're doing the normal show right now. We're normally asking you, hey, can you just tell us what's going on? And then, we'll let the conversation.
Right. I remember last week's show when you guys were like, does anyone have an answer to this question? Right. That was when I was supposed to step in. I got it.
I couldn't believe that was hilarious last week. That was hilarious. I tell you what I would like to start off with, Rarma, is, did you come off last night's spaces happy and content that this is worth $250,000, yes or no? It's a simple, close question.
No, I don't think the wording of the prop and the way in which the quote unquote public can participate in a public incentivized testnet warrants that much funding.
Yeah. I didn't even realize this until Berserker caught my attention to it the other day. So, guys, we're talking about Atom Cosmos, Prop 94, which is like game of NFTs. There are a number of red flags, mainly the fact that we're not hearing anything from the people who are on there. The multi-sigs are 2 of 3. There's 5 judges. That you need if anyone in this room is cool with CLI and stuff, then you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to take part. If you're not cool with CLI, then you're not going to be able to take part. Oh, dude, did we lose Berserker there? What happened? Wasn't something I said, was it?
Maybe.
Probably just Twitter being.
Oh,
he's back.
I got worried there. I had a heart attack for a minute there. I had a heart attack, but no. He said the other day, how can you say it's like a public, testnet when the participants, are basically, you have to be. I know there's a lot of different opinions about it. I think really they need to go and, I don't know, That I
But here's
still
the
don't
thing,
feel
like,
comfortable.
I kind of understand what people are saying about, if you don't know the language or the type of testing that needs to occur to make, this beta testing successful or find out what's going on. I mean, there's certain people that know how to do certain things. So that's why, maybe that's why they're being targeted here. And that's why, we need those type of people to go over this, go over this game of NFTs, or maybe I'm just tripping, but I did hear somebody else was talking about that and said that, that if that's what they need to do the proper testing, then that's just what they need.
Fair play. Rarma, what was your ending conclusion then, dude? Since this is the Friday recorded show.
As usual, I think proposers of community spend proposals need to be very mindful of the wording in which they use. Things like public incentivized testnet, in which only people who are experienced in CLI can participate in. Those things need to be very clearly defined, define the tasks and actions and functions that general public can participate in versus people who have experience in CLI and Cosmos, command line and SDK, etc., can participate in, and better breakdowns of the bonuses and tasks that need to be done and how they're funded. Very granular, and the only way we know that this stuff is not general public access is because we had the chat with the ARC protocol people, and hopefully next week we find out a lot more information around that when we discuss with members of the board and the review panel, so we can understand that better. But I think it's, I don't necessarily have a problem with, I do have a problem with 200,000, only because it's a select group of people that can participate in those activities. And there's no real tangible benefits or outcomes from game of NFTs, unlike, Game of Chains, etc., that was hosted recently, where those things are very imperative and very technical in their nature for the hub. So I have no problem with spending like 200,000 on that. That makes absolute sense.
Fair play. Berserker had quite a good take on this, actually. And I'm just wondering about, the general spending of community funds right now. I've seen different things happening in different.
Don't hear Robo again. I'll be back.
Okay, dude, no problem.
What happened?
Ollie, I'm just wondering about Ollie. This is a good one. Ollie, what do you think about community funding? I don't even know how to really see it. I mean, Rarma, is it the fact that it's being spent at the bottom of the bear market, or is it because people weren't asking at the top of the, the bottom of the bear? Is it because people weren't asking at the top of the bull market? I mean, I want to get Ollie's opinion here, but do you know what I'm trying to say, Rarma? What's our problem with community funding right now? Very quickly for Ollie, before we bring him in. What is it, Rarma? What's happening? The general consensus of the community right now. Is it because we weren't asking in the bull market and we're asking now, or what?
For what, sorry?
Just community funding in general. There seems to be a lot of opposition.
I think the problem is that almost every single chain in Cosmos did a terrible job of realizing actual value in the bull run that we had. So now we're all stuck with, we all saw these, multi, 20, 50, $100 million dollar community pools. And the assumption was that, oh my God, we're so rich, everything's amazing. We can spend this money on whatever we want. We're going to be the best chains in the world. When really the only thing that matters is liquidity. And the community pools at large didn't take advantage of that. There was only a select few who did, or who are in a privileged position where they have deep liquidity of their token that can still execute grants and funding without problems. And everyone else now finds themselves in this issue where community pools are topped up and they're great, but without OTC deals through VCs or external investors, there's no liquidity to actually spend community pool money. So I think the next time round, if most of the chains are still here, and we, have another run up, I think what we'll find is that there's all these new mechanisms and transfer of funds from actual token value to, DAO to DAO deals or into stable coins, and diversify the community pool so we can actually execute into development, etc. in the future.
Right, Ollie, there you go. What do you think about that answer, and what about yourself and your vision?
Yeah, I think that honestly covers it pretty well. I think with that bear market and what you were saying as well, Robo, is like the bear market and the liquidity because of it. We've seen it across the cosmos, across further than the cosmos, where that decrease in spending power of all of these war chests, community treasuries has created some reluctance to funding. Or rather reluctance to funding as quickly. So I saw something from Near just a few days ago. They've sort of changed their whole process around grant funding as well, and I think a lot of the reason there is that they spent a lot on grants during good times, and they didn't really realize the full ROI on that. So as we enter a bear market, people have tightened their belts and trying to make sure that money is going very carefully to the specific projects that are going to bring that large ROI. So like even listing on Osmosis, the Osmosis funding, like that, a lot more people are more cautious about that. I mean, before we list on Osmosis, we want to make sure we've got our full value prop for the Cosmos. So we haven't even submitted the proposal yet for main Osmosis there, because we want to make sure that it's likely to succeed. And I think across the Cosmos, a lot of people have been more reluctant with spending from those treasuries. So, but yeah, as Rarma says there, I think as we see an uptick, things will both get better, but also more considered. What we're starting to learn, thanks to this bear market, is to pick projects that are going to bring that ROI. And so as the liquidity arrives back, then we get to focus on those really, really cool projects and fund them well as well. So I think it's a double-edged sword there.
Well, talking about cool projects, we're going to be getting onto you, Ollie, very shortly, because I know time is precious for all you guys, I'd like to just find out from our guests as well, Berserker and Sabrestein. Sabrestein, I'd like to go with you. I mean, community funding, do you have like strong feelings about it? Is it something that you're kind of impartial to, or what, Sabrestein?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have strong feelings about it, because I do vote. I don't vote on every single proposal, I can tell you that. And I didn't even know actually about this one until I saw your topics, and so I made sure to go through it. I just don't understand why we're spending 20,000 atoms on something like this. Like I don't see how it could be worth 20,000 atoms. And Bbandz and Rarma did a great job already, and so did you, Robo, of going over most of the issues of the red flags and whatnot. I oddly have an issue with this wording. It says, quote, also from organizations such as IDG Capital and Hashkey Capital. There will be multi-team support from their community pools to sponsor the prize pool of Phase 2 hackathon that is boosting applications on top of this infrastructure and technology period, end quote. I had to look at who IDG Capital and even Hashkey Capital were. So they're basically, it looks like they're just like VCs, investors. And so I would like more clarity on that. If there's sponsoring a prize pool, like where's the information regarding that, and how are they actually helping besides just saying that they're going to help?
The RECs, some of them, those companies you've just mentioned, right, Hashkey and IDG, Rarma's got more information on this. I mean, we did talk to them about it last night, but we didn't want to go down any rabbit holes, Some of them are like ex-developers from like Iris, or as Rarma says, Iris, whatever he calls it, Iris Network. Some of them are like ex-researchers and developers and stuff like Rarma, right?
Iris. Ah, yes. My good friends at Iris. No bites? Okay.
I don't know if that's sarcastic.
No,
or
it's just
actually
Aussie
friends,
accent. Normally I can get a good bite and be like, no, it's Iris, or, because I can do those things. I intentionally do it. I think there's a few others that I normally run with. But yeah, like...
Menakai. Menakai is one of your favourites, isn't it?
Yep. How do you say it? Can we go round table?
Menakai. I say it like the same as you because you're the first person I heard say it. Yes, Bbandz?
What were you going to say, Saber?
I was going to say, are you saying the word malachite?
Maneki.
Oh my God.
Oh, Maneki. See, I didn't even understand the word.
Ask Rarma what it is.
Exactly.
Ask Rarma.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, Menekai. Oh, Maneki.
Menakai, I said that. Menakai, isn't it? See, we know. We speak the Queen's English.
So I got a message here, and I'm going to read it to you guys. It's from CTB. I guess he can't chat right now, but he says, perhaps Cosmos chains don't want to have a partner with big business or VC like Amazon and Avalanche. Because do they have any comment to partnering with businesses, schools, or universities? These schools typically have large endowments to leverage in tech advancements like blockchain. Does anybody have a comment on that? It's a good point.
Berserker? Because I was going to ask you about the community there, the community funding. Guys, let me just say, I know there's a few people requesting. Listen, guys, the idea of the Friday show, no joke, I did say this the other week, and it makes me feel really bad. It's literally open mic all week, like Monday to Thursday, but the Friday we just want to drill it because Finn's warned me, come on, Robo, anything over 2 hours and we're going to go off, Bbandz, do you want to...
Everybody wants to chat with you, Robo.
Well, we can do it after hours or something, but the Friday was there's a few things this week. I don't know, I'm kind of getting excited a bit at the minute that it's not about this fucking green pump, this bloody bull trap.
I'm glad you said that, Robo.
What do you mean?
I think it is as well, but most of my Twitter timeline says, bull run, yay.
Oh, I'm
so
terrified.
It's sad to see.
Flip NFTs, that's all I'm saying. Just sit on your laptop flipping NFTs all day. It's much more fun. You don't have to worry about anything. We talked about this today. There's so much more things you can do with NFTs than coins right now. Unless you're short and long and perps, whatever, for fun. But there's fuck that. I'd rather just NFT it.
NFTs have been outperforming all the markets. Look at here. You got Space Skellies, 2,400 stars floor. Could have minted that for 500. Or was it 6? I don't remember. That's a 4x, man. Find me a better return than that.
Yeah,
One of my
I have data to back it up. Let me pin the data.
Yes, I love it when you pin data. I love data. Looks good.
One of my skellies has just done a nice 5x. Not going to say anything. My adorers are doing so well. Right, guys, listen, we haven't got Ollie here for long. Guys, I know loads of people have been requesting, right? We do really apologise about this, but this is not the Friday show for it. There's plenty of time after, whatever, right?
Do you guys...
Rarma, I know you'll have... Oh, no, I was going to say it. Rarma, I know you'll have had a look into Kudos by Bbandz. I know you have. I've spoken to Ollie at length. Now, the thing is, Ollie, people come on, these plebs, they'll come on, they'll be like, oh, do you want to tell us about yourself and your background and everything? Dude, this month or this quarter is a big month, big quarter for Kudos, right? You got some big things coming. So your man Rarma, our Chief Technical Officer, retired, semi-retired. Rarma, have you been looking into Kudos? What have you been doing for your homework? Because I know loads, me.
Oh, sorry, mate. Between working my normal job, being a dad, looking after you, making sure that you've got your retirement funds, your retirement home, all sorted. I haven't had much of a chance this week to dig too deep into Kudos. I did have that penciled in. Did you check your calendar? Did you have your glasses on when you checked your calendar? I've got that penciled in for Sunday.
Here we go. I've got no doubt Bbandz, when she heard, Bbandz will have been like, right, okay, let's have a look at this, because she's a professional, always at all times. Bbandz? Look at me co-host, man.
No, well, you said I wasn't a professional, but I just wanted to like let you down a little bit so you didn't expect too much from me.
I'm only joking. Hey, right, so kudos very quickly though. Kudos are a new L1 launching. They've done all their R&D and everything where they needed to. They bootstrap the protocol on Ethereum, right, guys? It's basically kind of computing power. This is what they offer us, kind of a service, yeah. Right, Ollie, let's get into it. January, is everything still go for this month? Yeah.
So, I mean, depends on which exciting part you're actually interested in. So we've got a few different things coming up, and we're launching some interesting things towards the end of last year as well. I mean, ultimately, a quick background. Kudos L1 on Cosmos. That we're also in that sort of D-Cloud space. So we've got this distributed computing platform that anyone can contribute their idle computing to. So at the moment, that idle computing is from data center grade architecture, but down the line, it'll go down to gaming PCs and potentially games consoles and all the way down to smartphones. So with a lot of the interesting partnerships that we've got with huge telecoms in Nigeria, AMD, I think that's an interesting partnership there on that side. So core to the architecture itself. But the interesting part is that towards the end of last year, we launched the compute platform in a Web 2 sense, designed to help onboard anyone from the Web 2 world who understands traditional cloud from your AWS, your Azure, your GCP, those types of things, onboard them into the Kudos world of a sort of the decentralized nature of that computing. So multi-provider cloud computing platform. And so then what I'm most excited for, and what you're mentioning for this month or next, is the actually getting that blockchain enabled, where so we've got the L1 running, but to call for computing power via the blockchain, that's where we're going this coming month or next. And yeah, I'm really keen for that.
Ollie, sorry, that's an L1 built with Cosmos SDK, running on Tendermint, and it's going to have like full IBC capabilities, yeah?
Yeah, so that's actually running already. So we've got mainnet up. So we've been tinkering with that. We've been relatively quiet. So now that we're ready to actually launch our USB, or getting ready to launch the USB, now we're starting to make a bit more noise. And so now you're hopefully going to hear a bit more from Kudos. So that mainnet's been chugging along since I think it was the day before Celsius went down. So our timing was impeccable there too, but so token existed on Ethereum for a while and is now fully native on Kudos and bridgeable back to Ethereum. But yeah, Cosmos L1, Tendermint, everything you know and love already, and we're just doing D-Cloud stuff and really excited for what's to come.
So, Ollie, rather than like cloud storage, you guys are supplying like you're going to be supplying like cloud computing power, right? We all know a cache. A cache is like a bit of like the sort of brand or whatever that people are like aware of when they hear about cloud in Cosmos. But you've got it. There's a differential, isn't there, between you guys, right? Do you want to just tell the guys about that?
Yeah, I mean, so a cache, that would be conceptually the similar thing to think about here. I dig what they're doing over there. I think Greg's great. So conceptually similar to a cache. However, where it differs, there's a few different things here that make us different, that mean there is space for all of us in the Cosmos. And that's both around So we're doing things. Well, ultimately, we have smart contracts enabled. So we want to sort of be that one-stop shop for developers to be able to use Cosmos as or Kudos as the underlying L1 for their contracts, while also calling the computing platform in order to host the virtual machines of that as well. So for those of you who don't know, like, blockchains are great for that transactional side of things, representing ownership, everything we love in crypto, NFTs, all of those decentralized things, but they can't themselves run incredibly high performant workloads, because I mean you're ultimately having to get consensus on every single thing that goes through them. So having 66% of the validators all run your video game for you and then try and stream that into a VR headset, that's just not going to work. So unfortunately, the speed of light, as fast as it isn't that fast. So with that, you still need to activate this cloud sense of almost Web 2 cloud, but we're just activating it in a Web 3 way. And so having smart contracts for the logic of ownership while having compute for those immersive experiences is that sort of perfect marriage of those great experiences we've been having in Web 2 with the ownership layer of Web 3. Another conceptual difference with Akash. So I sort of see Akash very high level. They kind of operate as like an automated market maker for cloud computing, while we are more of an order book model. So just to come back to that sort of idea of DEXs. And so by going the order book route, it allows you to select a little bit more granularly what you are looking for in terms of the computing power you want. So based on your workload, based on your use case, you're going to want very specific tasks. And so we're giving that in that sort of more order book fashion.
I like that. Oh. The order book style. I bet Rarma's got questions. Have you? A little bit? I thought so.
I had a question, but I actually received a question from somebody. Secret of Rec City in the audience had a question about Aave point or AVE point. It says, I don't know anything about that. Do you know about Aave point?
Aave point. I'm not aware of Aave point. I don't think. AVE point. Is that another protocol?
I'm not quite sure. He just wanted me to ask you about Aave point, and I guess just to see if possibly you knew about it or.
Yeah, I'm not aware on that one. I'll have to do my research and get back to you.
All right, thanks.
While we get back though, Ollie, in your opinion, blockchain computing power, like hosted computing power, is that one of the things holding Web3 back, is it? Like, are you guys supplying something that's holding Web3 back, do you think?
I definitely believe that, especially if you start to look to the metaverse, like poster child application of Web3, where metaverses, again, there is so much while the logic of ownership and in-game assets, again, cryptos, NFTs, whatever, inside of those metaverse spaces, blockchain is great for. To actually have the immersive nature of those metaverses, you still need classical compute units and classical architectures in order to run those experiences immersively. And so, yeah, even every metaverse now, they're still reliant on large cloud providers in order to run a lot of the back-end infrastructure. So they can suffer that downtime when AWS or Azure or whatever goes down. Even though the blockchain behind things, keeping ownership, is still going, it does mean that you don't get access to the actual platform, the actual interface of being in that immersive experience. So yeah, hoping to combat that by having this sort of multi-provider and all of this operated via the chain as well, calling those multiple operators all from one place, all from one home, giving people that sort of fallback for those units of computing to keep those experiences alive, even if the cloud giants were to go offline.
Lovely. I'm going to bring Berserker in here because he's got his hand up. But yeah, I want to emphasize, Ollie, I mean, what we talked about the last time and this time. Your NFT lives on Web3. The metaverse or the game you're playing in doesn't, that lives on Web 2. That's basically essentially what things are right now. The state of play right now is that, right? Is what we're saying, yeah?
Perfect way of summarizing it. Yeah, Robo.
Yeah, thanks, Robo.
Pretty
That's
much.
exactly what I wanted to talk about. What you just described right
It's
there.
the handoff, isn't it?
I'm
Or the
sorry?
handoff, no? The Web 2.
Yeah, it
It's the
is.
handoff.
Like, you read my mind. It seems the more time we spend on spaces, you know, the better this. Anyways, I'm not gonna go there. Yeah. So okay. I got a few thoughts on this, and I've mentioned this several times. I guess it's the first time I'm speaking with you. Kudos. So, do you believe that that can work? Like, that's my issue here. Is if everything that is, encompassing the NFT is Web 2, right? All the parameters that make that NFT valuable is Web 2, right? Then is it really true ownership? Like, yes, you may own a super cool sword on the blockchain and that's yours, right? But then if the whole game changes and everybody has guns, your sword is totally useless. It's yours. Keep it. But, it's just not worth owning anymore at all. So kind of like that marriage between Web 2 and Web 3, I'm still trying to grasp it, especially in gaming or for gaming NFTs where, the company controls all the code. If there's a patch, they want to launch new items and so on and so forth. So I kind of am failing to see what the value proposition is of owning the NFT on the blockchain if everything is on the Web 2 rails. Like, might as well just put it on the Web 2 rails and put in like some sort of marketplace inside the Web 2 space, maybe put in some credit card payments and things like that, and you're done. Does it have to be on the blockchain is my question.
That's actually a really cool question and a cool point there. So that is ultimately how I do see these experiences going anyway. I mean, if you think about like Bored Ape Yacht Club, they owning the NFT, that is only so much of it. So much of the rest of it is like sort of the video games and the like. I haven't been following it that closely, but the sort of they've got sort of what's it like a TV show now and all of these different experiences. Those types of things still require the powerful computing aspect to render those TV shows, like and actually give value to the underlying NFT. So while yes, you're right in that the experiences will have to activate NFTs. Those NFTs are still the exact same that we know already. So and this is actually where that idea and where I mentioned earlier about interchain NFTs being pretty interesting is that by creating an NFT that is known across an ecosystem, multiple experience engineers, so multiple metaverses and such, can import that NFT and represent it within their experience. So that one NFT, if that NFT is of a sword, that one NFT can be represented in multiple locations, depending on which metaverse you open up in and which of your characters have that NFT attributed to it. So there is still that aspect of ownership of the underlying asset. But yeah, it is to have those immersive experiences, it still will need to be run on like the live system will still need to be run on more traditional cloud. And that traditional cloud is the same traditional cloud that's running these validators anyway in a blockchain. So and that's one of the issues with Ethereum at the moment, is that like I think it's 34% of the nodes are running on AWS.
No, way more than that.
So
like
by
69%. That's a lot more than that.
Is it 69%?
Yes, it's a way. It's like
it's 34% in the US or something.
It's just a big number. Maybe it's across the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay. So everyone's running their ETH nodes on AWS, and so if we can also activate more partners there, then the underlying blockchains as well become better distributed. So we've actually already started running some of our nodes. Like we're still early days. We're welcoming validators on all the time. But we've made sure that none of the validators, or very few of the validators, use the same underlying cloud infrastructure. And some of those validators are now already starting to run on the small providers that are providing to the CUDA compute platform. So further distributing things, further increasing that decentralization aspect of the underlying ownership layer. But yeah, still on Berserker's point that to have an NFT go from just a representation of data on a chain to an immersive, like actual 3D rendered video game object, the sword, that does still take the engineering work of those metaverses to bring it to life. And so, yeah, the ownership layer is still different to the experience layer. In terms of, I do think that the way we're doing things is the closest that we can get with the limits of physics to having the ultimate metaverse experience based on that decentralization aspect, or based on that permissionless aspect of the experience.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. So, if you have one NFT that can be part of several experiences, maybe a metaverse, a game, let's put in as a key for some discounts on a DeFi protocol, and so is the same NFT, right? Then that what you're proposing works really well, because that ownership, you keep it, and it's not dependent on a single point of failure. If that game closes down, well, you still have the metaverse, and you still got your rebates on the DeFi protocol using your NFT, right? And you still have a pretty JPEG. So I guess, yeah, if there's multiple applications to a single NFT, definitely works in that sense. My point, I think, was like a single application for one gaming piece NFT, and that game closes down, you're kind of screwed. But yeah, very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing all the possibilities. So thanks.
Is this, guys, can I ask you, is this part of like a bigger philosophical question, right? I don't know if Rarma's got any technical questions, because guys, I know when devs come on and, right, we've got to watch their time, Isn't it part of the philosophical debate though, guys, about, right, what needs to live on chain? I've always been a believer since I learned about blockchain that things like government records, to avoid corruption, especially in places like where I live, like Thailand, right? I've dreamed of blockchain being the ultimate thing. Everything that lives on chain, it's immutable, blah, 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 To what extent, do we have that trade-off between what lives on chain and what doesn't? It's always this philosophical conversation I can never wrap my head around myself, Anyone going to jump in? Saber, Bbandz, Rarma, anything?
Web 2.5 that everybody's saying that everything has to be hybrid. Right now we're in the hybrid. We're in the hybrid time where everything, it has to be just a little bit, to, and a little bit, and very little.
RAC don't. Every transaction must be on chain. Every transaction must be visible. That's it. And it's actually harder for them to collate data together and present it to users and stuff like that. But they're no, we're not going to sacrifice it. It's they could We could have had blackjack, poker, blah, 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 like 6 months ago. You wonder why people are playing like poker and that, man, in Telegram. Come on. Like, our devs won't sacrifice that on-chain. Like, it's just a religion to them. Every single, isn't it, Rarma? Every single transaction must be on-chain with our guys. If they can't put it on-chain, they're going to just stop the project and then go back to the drawing board and find a way to do it. Like, slots on-chain, not easy. Right, anyway.
That's a good topic, Robo. I I was hoping someone would jump in here. Oh, there we go. We got some hands up.
Yeah, so my thoughts around that would probably be where we talk about Web3 in terms of its ownership, its ability to represent ownership in a digital landscape, and so I'd probably, as a blanket answer, there obviously would be exceptions here, is that anything of value should probably be represented in a trustless state machine that is immutable. And so that would include data, which is of value. But, or at least I should probably say persistent data that you want to persist for a duration of time. Now, that's where like metaverse experiences are different in terms of like real-time 3D. You don't need to remember all of the exact movements that your graphics card did in order to move your character from A to B. You just need to know that you have the assets that you bought in the game and you made the transactions that you made. So I'd probably argue that anything of value should be on chain, and therefore that also fits with what Robo's saying with every transaction should be on chain, because a transaction is a movement of value, even if that value is data value. So I think that would probably be my mind there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I want to talk about one word that you guys both used, which is immutable. And right now, I don't think there's a single blockchain that is actually truly immutable, right? Even Bitcoin goes through upgrades. And an upgrade to me means a parameter change, which again, to me means it's not fully immutable, or I guess it is through governance, but still, like if you're thinking about it philosophically, if you can change the game, that means, things can happen. So to me, like the true, like how I see it in the future is maybe some sort of blockchain that is truly immutable. Remember like those Nintendo 64 games or those Super NES games, you didn't have any patches, right? Like the game was made, you play the game, and if there are bugs in the game, you play with the bugs, you play with the exploits, and you kind of enjoy it no matter what. And that's how I kind of see the blockchain in the future. It's some sort of, you have V1 and that is it. And you can maybe create some NFTs, trade them, and that's about it, right? I know it doesn't sound very tech heavy, but it really answers to that immutability, right? And if there's a bug in there, well, I guess we're all screwed. But hopefully it's simple enough and robust enough, to withstand the test of time and stay immutable. That to me would be like the final endpoint of how I see like the blockchain working. Because right now, I mean, we saw what happens with these proposals. People change parameters. People can take other people's funds. A lot of things can happen, right? It's all governance, and that relies on people, and people are unreliable. So, yeah, I guess I was just kind of commenting on the immutability aspect of the blockchain because we're having this philosophical chat.
It's a great point, Berserks. It's a great point because if I remember, I might be wrong. It might be another chain, but I thought that was the original thesis behind Juno. I'm sure, originally, Juno was going to be this chain that was just going to be deployed out into the wild, this public permissionless chain, and there was going to be no intent to continue. And then I might be wrong. Rain Man, have you fallen asleep? This is the quietest Rarma's ever been in the history of the fucking world. It's like no one's ever heard Rarma this quiet. And I want to get straight to things. Oh. Have we been joined by RACBULLA? Is that RACBULLA that's come up? Did RACBULLA come in the room?
Good morning.
My God, you've been missing in action.
RACBULLA, is your throat okay?
He's been missing in action, hasn't he? Never mind.
I think RACBULLA might be under the weather. His voice was definitely off from what I'm used to. He might be having connection issues as well.
Oh no, I'm here. Are we still on the topic about NFTs? Because I wanted to bring something up, if that's all right, if it's okay by the boss.
Oh, RACBULLA, please go ahead.
It's absolutely fine. Wait, we need to check if Ollie's okay, because like I don't want Ollie to run out of time. Wait, I don't want Ollie to run out of time. You know what I mean? You good, Ollie, or what?
I'm good. I actually managed to cancel my next one, so I got 25 minutes more with you guys.
Boy, he's fast, isn't he? I love a bit of Ollie, me. Like, what's that, Gaines?
Oh no, I was just gonna talk about the. You guys remember the Trump digital NFTs on OpenSea? Who remembers those?
Yes, they got a new collection.
On Polygon.
They got a new collection. Yeah. But these new ones are very, very expensive, because basically you buy these like golden ticket NFTs and whatnot, and you can have lunch with the president, or you can have a one-on-one Zoom meeting with the president. The one-on-one Zoom meeting with the president is 200 Ethereums. 200.
It's like what did you say? The golden ticket. So it's not like Willy Wonka. It's fucking Willy fucking Plonker, isn't it?
You are fake.
You fucking Plonker.
Yeah, pretty crazy, isn't it?
You know.
So those are trading right now. The other ones that he first launched, right now the floor of those is currently 0.17 ETH, so about like $235, but still up a little bit from when they first launched, which was like I think around $99, $100, right? Just wait and see until they come to Stargaze. It's gonna be fucking lit.
You know what?
I'm waiting till, like Trump NFTs are my top one followed collection. As soon as something comes out in the news, Trump is going to be president in 2024 or something like that, I'm buying them, man. I'm this is like an arbitrage, or you got your signals there, right? On when to buy them.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't think I could buy any of those NFTs. I don't see those going up much higher, because they've already launched the second collection. What's next, right? Take pictures with Trump. I don't know. Get Trump Snapchat account. Who knows?
Come on, then. I want to know something. Who believes in the conspiracy? So I don't know how many of you do know or don't. The current conspiracy of the day is as follows, right? And I don't believe it, because I think they're trying to get Biden out, probably the 25th Amendment or something, unless he gets impeached. Basically, the rumours are Joe's done this with the papers. It's been handed over to a special counsel. The special counsel just happens to...
Robo, do we have to go there?
Wait. I just want to know about the conspiracy. Wait, very quickly, Berserker. Very quickly, wait, listen. Very quickly, Rarma. Put your mic out there, dude. Wait. The crack is that they've set up these papers themselves because he wants to run against Trump, because he thinks if they're going to get Trump out the way, then it's going to be DeSantis and he'll lose. So basically, the conspiracy, or the latest one, I don't fucking, not saying I believe it. That's what it is. So, here we go. Fucking smart ass there with his fucking TikTok. It is. Apparently these papers are a plant. I'm like, really? I don't think so. Is it not just like a guy with Parkinson's that left some papers in his car? Never mind, we'll see. Next few weeks going to be interesting. Tell ya. Oh, Berserk's all right. He's north of the border. He doesn't give a fucking shit, does he?
Hey, has anybody heard about the Polygon hard fork? Anybody heard about that yet? Or am I the only pleb that looks into Polygon?
No. Whoa. I love my Polygon, but I didn't hear this, so I'm going to have to go and check real quick. Did this just come out?
This came out on January 12th, so yesterday.
Tendermint's been forked as well, hasn't it, Rarma? Tendermint's been forked.
Yeah, I think we all knew this was coming. This happened just before Christmas. where the Ignite / New Tendermint / AIB / JQuan decision came down that they would remove all existing access to the Tendermint / Tendermint. Sorry, I think it might be Tendermint Core / Tendermint GitHub repository, which essentially every Cosmos chain uses every time a node starts up, and remove all access from
no Rarma. Tendermint is that the library? Is that the library, right? That's the library one.
Library module, whatever you want to call it. Anytime a node starts up, they basically they load from that. They grab like the latest tag, and then use that code. So super, like, by doing that, like, just before Christmas, super shit move, and like created this like super security issue, because if they change the code that underlies that tag, essentially, the Tendermint consensus mechanism doesn't exist anymore. So the risk of that is quite low, obviously. Like, I don't think that Jay would ruin Tendermint's reputation and therefore his reputation to bring down the Cosmos and then expect like GNO land to take off and be this amazing thing. Probably not going to happen. But so what's happened? Everyone has like, there's millions, or not millions, thousands and thousands of forks. Informal have a fork that is, they've guaranteed it basically to be secure, that their team will run and manage and work on in the future. And now chains can repoint towards that fork and know that nothing will change in the underlying code on that, unless it's through, public upgrades and all that sort of stuff. So that's good. It's a good move forward, and having people who are actively engaged in the ecosystem, who are willing to work on and develop Tendermint, is a good thing, and then not being reliant on, AIB or New Tendermint, whatever they're called, to do anything, because they own the what's it called? The naming rights. What's the actual word for that? Mind blank. They own it. They own all of it, essentially. So they can control it and own it. Now there's a fork of it that is essentially informals and the cosmoses that we can build on, which is good. That's it.
Rarma,
yeah. And this was always going to happen, right? Like, I think, New Tendermint and Jay, etc. They were always planning on building out Tendermint for GNO land. And I think Cosmos was going to head in a different direction. I think this is just Jay putting a line in the sand saying, this is the point in time where we forked. Who is the best devs and which path do you go down? Which I think is fair enough, but the approach and the timing was terrible.
Fair play. I'm wondering from a dev like project sense, like if Ollie's been watching what's been going on, because I know like Ollie's he's the IBC guy at Kudos. Yeah, Ollie, you've also been watching like the drama unfold, right?
Yeah, I've seen a bit of it there, but I don't have too much of an opinion on it myself. But what we're saying there is that those forks will exist, will persist, and I'm sure that that's the sort of beautiful thing about GitHub is it sort of has consensus kind of built into it from just a social proof way of building. So people will just naturally go for the code that they want, and by taking a snapshot of that Tendermint at its current time, it should be able to simply just persist the current Tendermint, and then those who are still building on it. Have I dropped off? Mine's still connecting.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello, we can hear you, brother.
Okay. UI just showed connecting. So those who forked it can also come together to upgrade Tendermint from Tendermint's perspective rather than Jay's perspective. So I think it's an issue, but also hopefully a non-issue as well.
Oh, I like Ollie. He's fucking great, isn't he? From a J perspective, I love that crack. Hey, Ollie, I know you said you got like 25 minutes with us, but tell us about the dates coming up we should be focused on. I mean, maybe the roadmap's like, not solid with dates, but so like end of this month, should we be keeping an eye out for developments? What should we...
Yeah, no, good question. Yes. So we're hoping to get a roadmap out public pretty soon as well. That should have better clarification than I can necessarily say. But yeah, in terms of that like initial kind of dev preview version of what we're calling blockchain compute, so compute via the blockchain, that is looking at towards the end of this month. It's software, so there's all kinds of things. So end of this month, potentially early next month. That's the exciting stuff on that side. But something else that's interesting that we've been working hard on is our tokenized infrastructure project. So the idea behind powerful computing is you want to be able to buy it as people do from AWS. You also now want to be able to sell it if you've got idle computing lying around. But there's a third option here, and that's just to own it. And so we see this ability of tokenizing infrastructure that does exist globally that can get you revenue from that computing infrastructure that is out there. So we're going to be starting that from crypto mining. So that's where we sort of came from initially. So some of you have already seen projects that do give you sort of revenue share based on crypto mining. But yeah, so we're doing that, but on chain. And we're expanding that into high performance computing and all computing down the line as well. So you'll be able to actually buy a revenue share of a data center as well, and mining companies. So that's another thing that's exciting. That's also Q1. We've been working hard on that. But again, we'll have to get out a neat little roadmap that specifies things officially.
Hey, Ollie, you just reminded me there. I almost forgot Bbandz as well, remember? Did you talk to Liz, our friend Liz? Yeah.
I did briefly. I haven't set anything up, the whole New Year rush, but I'm going to set something up, yeah.
Brilliant, dude. Yeah. It's no, when they like looked at like proof of stake and like, you know, what they can do, like validator wise, etc. It didn't really fit their like MO, you know. Those guys are about like different things, but they're fascinating what those guys do, you know, really fascinating. But Ollie, I must say, this is only the second like official like Friday show. And dude, you're like the first like guest, like project guest we've had on. I've been dying to speak to you since the last time. It was wonderful. We had a great time, Bbandz, didn't we? Are you there, little squid?
That was awesome. Yeah, we had a great time.
Didn't we, dude? We cracked on for ages. I feel like I already like knew so much about the project, though. I don't know if anyone's got any questions or like guys for Ollie about like, you know, the cloud computing, anything to do with like, you know, the chain itself, block time, whatever. Rarma, Sabrestein?
I have a question. Can we run old school RuneScape on blockchain on your infrastructure?
Oh.
Because you know, if you can bring old school RuneScape to Web3, you've just made yourself a billionaire.
So I mean, is the code open source?
It's Jagged. Come on now.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if back then
I'm pretty sure
like,
it's a JavaScript. I'm pretty sure it's a JavaScript backend still from 2007. It's very likely unchanged. I'm not sure if you're saying hi, Timmy, or if you're reaching out for help, or if you're saying bye. But I acknowledge you, Timmy. If you want my old school RuneScape username, let me know.
No, he's requesting to speak. I think he's got a question.
Gotcha.
Got a question.
He wants in on the RuneScape thing. He wants in.
Guys, I want to make sure that we get through. I've said this like quite a few times. Like we've just got to kind of stick with a panelist for now, and then like we'll get everybody in time. Like, don't worry about that. I don't even know what RuneScape is like, but the idea with Ollie, wait. I mean, Ollie, you guys are aiming to become the rendering layer, isn't it? That's what it is. It's all about the rendering layer. If you can achieve that with like you guys have got to grow like exponentially. Like the more you grow, the more you can provide, right? You're going to be the rendering layer essentially to the blockchain, right? in the future?
That's how I'd say things. So I'd expand rendering to just sort of 3D workloads. So rendering is often like sort of assumed to be like video rendering for like a movie or something, but we want real-time rendering as well. So yes, from that perspective, that is sort of the key workload there, where we've got you can have ownership of underlying assets, ownership of movies once you've rendered them as well, and ownership in the metaverse while still rendering a real-time metaverse experience. So those are the key points there. But at the same time, as I say, we've got validators running on CUDO compute now. The beauty of that is that it's, even though a CUDO validator is running on CUDO compute, they're actually completely exclusive. So one can go down without the other going down. It's pretty smart the way we've architected things there. So we do see it as very much a general purpose computing. For the devs out there, it is as simple as virtual machines at the moment. So anything you have deployed on any VM before is possible with CUDOs. And so even that be a dApp front end. So I'm excited particularly for dApp front ends, for the little jobs out there as well. So a dev can build the back end code of the smart contract on the chain, and then use the same wallet address to spin up a compute unit that runs the front end. And those two together sort of give you that holistic approach to development within Web3.
Ollie, I think I can't remember if we touched on this the last time. I heard you mention like validators there. The validator set, I mean, you don't have to, I don't know what size it is at the moment, or I don't even know if that's public knowledge. It probably is. What's the validator set at the moment?
We want more validators. That's something that I am personally working on now as we've just got into this new year. So we only have, I think, 31 on at the moment. We're bringing on another one this week, or at least next week. But if you are a validator, we'd love to welcome you onto the chain as well. As I say, we've been a little bit more towards stealth mode. Bring your validators.
Ollie, you need to speak to Rarma. I mean, he's like a fucking rat up a drain pipe, this motherfucker, when it comes to anyone who's validating on the network. This man, I tell you, he's like the ferret. Have you seen the ferret go up the trouser leg? That's Rarma when it comes to validating. He hit everyone's DM.
Can you spell that? Spell that. Transactions.
Oh, wait. Maybe after Quicksilver, maybe he's tarnished himself. Maybe after Quicksilver, it's game over for Rarma. Maybe he signed his death warrant with that one. Did you, Rarma? No, I'll be quiet. Guys, wait a minute.
What did I do with Quicksilver? Hang on a minute. What did I do?
Wait. I don't know how long Ollie's got, because he said he didn't have that long, and I would try to talk to him as much as possible before he goes, right?
I thought I had more time than Ollie, but here I am.
Oh, okay. I wanted to know Sabrestein's overall, opinion, thoughts. Like, earlier, I heard her talk about, she laughed when I was, the bull trap, right? And she's like, oh, my timeline, it's full of plebs, blah, blah, blah. I just wondered, a little overview. She does this, right, guys? Listen, if you don't listen, 10 a.m. EST, right? Bare Bones of Web3 every Monday. It's fucking brilliant show. Should pop along. Should put it in your calendar, man, and just pop along every week. It's 45 minutes. It's not that long. It's not like us plebs. And Sabrestein does the TA. Sabrestein, darling, I know you've been dead busy and stuff like that, right? You've got 2 young children, etc. Have you got any words of wisdom for us right now? For us plebs?
Words of wisdom? I don't really know. I'm just I'm looking at my charts. I was actually just telling EJ and Bbandz I've been so busy that I missed most of this pump the last couple of days, so I'm kind of annoyed with myself. But yeah, I think we're in a pretty critical area right now. So for me, it really just depends if we consolidate and can push higher, or if we end up in more of a distribution pattern and go lower. I'm telling you guys, we need to retest at some point. This straight up stuff is just not
Yeah,
it's not going to last. But like,
I've had. I tend to agree. I've had 19130 marked on my chart for months, and literally we almost tapped it to the pixel. So I'm looking for where we're going to like come back down and retest. Are we going to hold this and then move up again? But like if we don't like come down, there's literally nothing stopping us from 21K. Absolutely nothing. Which is crazy. So it's such a hard thing at the moment. Like personally, if you're not in now, I would just like wait. Like the difference between 19K and 21K for alts is probably not that drastic.
No, but like if we can consolidate here, the alts can run more, right? If Bitcoin can just relax, chill, consolidate a little bit, then alts at least will have some more room to move, because with Bitcoin being up and consolidating, it definitely gives alts that room to move. I can't remember where the chart is that I have where it shows, you know, if where Bitcoin dominance is, where Bitcoin is versus 40, you're going to have like 42, a little mini alt bull run.
Yeah, Bitcoin, I'm losing my voice. Bitcoin dominance is 42.25 at the moment, which is, it's a pretty critical area as well. The last 4 times we've got up here on the daily, it's rejected off it. So I would, again, very good point, looking to kind of watch Bitcoin dominance to see if we start rejecting off here and Bitcoin dominance starts coming down, and then as long as the price stays up, alts might start to run. Critical area at the moment, next few days for sure.
I completely agree. Yeah, if Bitcoin dominance rejects here and we go down to retest, Bitcoin stays consolidating in the area that it's in, alts definitely have some really good room to run. So good time to like check and see what is strong and what is weak and what is in a critical area if you're looking to trade anyways.
Pump my fucking bags, will yous? Pump my fucking bags. I've got exit levels. Pump my bloody bag. I tell you what, so I can just play on NFTs all day long. Honestly, I mean, I'm buying some coins, just leaving them with a SHIB. What's SHIB up this week? 20%. I told you all to buy SHIB. I was like, roll your profits into SHIB. Up 20% on the week, right?
I didn't get a DM about buying SHIB from you.
What? I was tweeting. I tweeted tonight. I've been talking about SHIB for a week, telling everyone to get ready. I told you all to get ready. And then I posted about the mint. How many days ago or something? A week ago or something? I posted about the mint 6 days ago. I was like, kids, the Sol short, when that Sol hit the bottom and I shorted, that was a nice little, I wish I'd who expected Sol to do that?
This man out here talking about SHIB doing 20% when Juno's done 25%. Come on, get out of it.
Juno pleb. Oh, did you hear Sabrestein there? She was like,
I was about to say, you heard what she was thinking. She was like,
I heard what I wanted to say.
It's literally called the Juno Source SubDAO Spaces. Okay, Saber, all right, calm down.
I'm deleting that.
Apologies to the Juno Sauce SubDAO. I didn't even know you guys existed. What is this Juno Sauce SubDAO?
Jake is our leader, but in incognito. Nobody knows that we have spaces where like Jake at 4 a.m. American time when all your motherfuckers are asleep. Like we're undercover, he's a brother from another mother, undercover. We are incognito.
So
we are
Rarma, since SubDAO, Juno SubDAO started, Juno is up 25%. So
okay, I'm gonna say something that I am actually thinking right now. I remember when Lavana first moved to Juno, and Juno had hit the bottom at like $3 and whatever, something like that. And as soon as it was pumping, you've got Lavana going, "Oh, good! Look at that! See, we moved to Juno, and now Juno's pumping. So I'm a little bit triggered right now.
But then they left. So
yeah. So I just have to wait for Juno Sauce to finish, and then I'll short. Cool.
I forgot to mention that Loop still had 800,000 Juno to swap through low liquidity pools. Big saga. Let's not get in. We're having a great time. Everyone's having banter.
Here we go.
We're listing on Talus. I don't know if I told you this, but yeah. You'll be able to buy it.
I'm super pumped. Congratulations on your 75th marketplace that you're listing on.
It's pretty cool. The
Guys,
NFTs are doing so well.
Robbo needs to bring it back
Rarma,
in. It's
okay,
the official
all
RAC
seriousness.
FM. He needs to bring us back in on topic. What's
No,
the next
I want to
I
give.
want to talk about RAC NFTs.
Maybe Ali,
Yeah,
Ali
we
wants
will.
to just come and listen.
We will.
He's just hanging out while we're all shooting the shit a little bit.
Wait,
wait,
we will. We will. Wait. I just want to give a shout out to Rarma, right? Who's like, listen, he just made this thing about secret. And he's like, look, dude, every time it reaches this level and like at this state of the market, right, we see like an immediate like 25% like pullback. And he's like, look at this, man. It just fucking happens like every time on this fucking trend, right? Blah, blah, blah. And man, your man just made me about 400 quid like in the last fucking couple of days. Like, I'm just going to say like, Rarma, cheers. Like, that's like extra fucking lunch money for the next like 2 weeks, dude. Cheers. He's like, just wait for hitting like 59.
I'll expect my normal cut. Just send it through as usual.
Fuck off. He's like anywhere between 59 and 60 fucking buy, because this keeps happening every single time. You could just play this for fun. Isn't it like the Akash one on Bybit that Tank was talking about? Was it Bybit? The Tank scam on Akash, right? Remember that, yeah? Crafty fucking Tank giving it away for free on streams and that, man. Wasn't it? He's a little Akash scam on Bybit. Tank's like, have you seen this? Dude, you did, Rarma. Hey.
Yeah, well, it's just like normal trend lines, right? Like leading up to Cosmoverse and Adam, I literally played and I jumped on Tank's stream multiple times and I was just like, here's the trend line. Anytime it hits the bottom, buy it, long it. If you want to use like X leverage, go for it. As soon as it hits the top, sell it, short it. It's like I did that for days on days on days. Every time it hit the bottom of the trend line, bang, 5x, 10x leverage, boom, almost to the dollar, run it up to the top of the trend line. As soon as it hit the top, close it, short it, 10x down. It was just flawless. It was like unbelievable trend line for like 3 months. And then Cosmoverse happened and it was just easy short. Thank you very much. See you later.
Do you know my thesis about Shibra? You do know. I told Gaines that Gaines said like, Robo, like, listen, and he said, like what coins, like, are you looking at, or how do you say, like, and I just gave him, and he's like, fuck, why do people not like talk like that? Like, normally, like, why do I listen to people with all this bullshit? No, dude, I'm telling you, the Doge dog, it fucking dies. Doge bombs, shib pumps. I'm sorry, like, welcome to Robo's fucking school of trading. I'm on a medium time frame, waiting for a fucking dog to die. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Is this recorded? Finn will have to fucking chop that bit right out, won't he? I'll have PETA. You know, PETA, the fucking animal people. I'll have those.
Peter, not PETA. Come on, mate. At least I get
Peter
that.
Peter PETA. Pick the pepper. Dude, it's fucking true, though. I tell you, the Doge dog dies and shit pumps. I'm feeling really guilty right now, but I'm like, wait a minute. Talking about pumps, though, man. Talk about the trippy wolves. Wow, man! If like, I'm grateful to thee.
I wanna talk about secret NFTs. What's going on with secret NFTs? I'm seeing no volume on any of these collections except Shillables. I think I've been doing the charts, man. What's going on with secret?
Bro, I said this, right? I've got a tweet. I've got a receipt. I'll go and find it in 1 second. As soon as I finish with you, I said RACs do not need a secondary market, and I said it months ago. Like, RACs are not bad kids. Like I literally said, like, we do not need this. Like, literally, like, it would be great, but man, we are what, 1-2 years out from like trying to have like proper deployment in the way that we want to. We don't even need a secondary, dude. I mean, there is one. It's slow. Rarma messaged me today. He said it's like, oh, Robo, it's like 16 days. So fuck.
I mean, not only the RACs, there's like, you know, the add-ons, and they have like 2 collections, right? There's been like a sale every week. That's it.
Who? There's who? Sorry. Who?
The anons.
Man, I don't know them, man. Sorry. Who's
that's because they're anonymous, Robo.
No, are they like? Yeah, no, they're the ones that look like a mannequin with clothes on it, right?
What? Where was I when this was happening? Are you joking me or not?
The mannequin doesn't have a face.
Wait, you're joking, Robo. You don't know the Anons or the Anons?
Dude, I haven't got a clue.
They call like the
Bro.
secret. They're called the secret anons or something, right?
Oh, sorry. No, I only know them as the salty plebs. Sorry. Now I know what you mean. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, but I saw some posts from Tor like, oh, there's new wallets on Secret, and NFTs are doing well. But from my external eye, they're not doing so hot. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but seems really quiet.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, the thing is as well, Stash is like such a beautiful interface. But like, I mean, Secret is just like not like compatible or interoperable with anything. It's kind of like just on its own. I've always said this about Secret as well. It's kind of like on its own as an IBC chain almost, It's its own little like closed eco, if that makes sense. Yeah, there's relays, but it's not, I don't know. It's not the same Rarma, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's Secret. I've always had this weird thing with Secret where it's like they have this community, but you never really see them out and about socializing and chatting too much. But then, like, anytime you ever say anything like controversial towards Secret, like they come out in force. And then one day I found out that they have a Telegram group where they post tweets where people say things about Secret, and then they post it in the Telegram, and then the army comes out in force to back up the Secret network. It's hilarious. So whatever, do your thing. You guys want you want to have this like little like a smaller community, or like this really tight knit community of Anons. That's great. Like that's the whole thing about Secret. Do your thing. The only reason why I interact with most of them is because the NFTs are there. Most of them are nice people, but I have no reason to go there other than RAC NFTs. Like I don't necessarily care about my privacy on blockchain. Like I post my wallet address publicly. It's like, go and find it. Cool. You can see how poor I am. Like, congratulations. Well done. I'm wrecked, down 90% like the rest of you.
Stop me if I'm wrong, Rarma. But I think Secret were one of like the original batch, like back in the day. I am pretty sure, I think the Secret that they deployed on as an ERC 21st. I am pretty sure, if I remember rightly from back in the day, I think that's
that
what
was back in the day. I remember that too.
Yeah. On Binance, there was only the BTC trading pair, wasn't there? Like for ages, Binance only had a Secret BTC. You couldn't trade, what's it called for it? USDT, you had to change. It was that only trading pair, and I think when it moved to, where was it again? It moved to? But I'm sure they bootstrapped on that. It's weird. We talked to Ollie about this earlier, though. The protocols or the networks that have deployed on Ethereum, obviously, is an ERC20 kind of thing. They've bootstrapped it. They've kind of not necessarily got proof of concept, but they've got like working. They build on the SDK, etc. Like then they transition over like DPV, VPN, Akash, Reagan, Sift Chain, Kudos, obviously. There's quite a few Rarma, isn't there, that come over, right? A Secret, well, one of them. And those, I mean, those versus what like automatically now just deploy as an app chain or say a consumer chain like directly over here. Is there a bit of a gulf between those two things, do you think? The legacy ERC20. I'm going to go to Rarma on this one. Rarma, do you think there's a difference between like the native like IBC chains that have deployed versus the ERC20 migration chains? Or protocol.
Well, there's even another one now, right? Which is Token Factory. So there's the existing tokens, and then there's CW20 tokens, which are all CosmWasm. And the latest ones are now going to be Token Factory, which is what Osmosis uses. So, it's all part of the evolution, right? Like, I've been a little bit more involved in the difference between like CW20s and Token Factory and the plans and how projects and teams will migrate across. It's not clean. It's not like super easy, but it's when building out blockchains and technology, this stuff happens. So I deal with like data migrations and transfer of data in my normal job. I understand how this stuff works, not blockchain wise, but this is just evolution of business, evolution of protocols. It's normal stuff in software dev that we deal with in a very public way because it's a blockchain.
Right. Okay. 1 hour 40, guys. Right. We're on the clock. Finn has warned me. Right. If this is going to be edited properly, we have to end. He's really strict about this. Okay. I'm going to throw out the most controversial subject of the week. If you want to go, if you want to jump in first while I'm talking, put your hand up. So I'm going to go to DAO V2, the launch, the much anticipated launch. I think this is the only thing we haven't touched on tonight. I'm sure everyone's going to have an opinion. I'm getting the feeling that you've probably all had a look at it. There's a lot of echo in the community that I find pretty hard to argue against. That's saying oh, it's a bit of a nothing burger. But then I see Jake just releasing the payroll like GitHub and the poll for the names, which is exactly. I mean, they're just wait a minute. You get the feeling, guys, that they just want to make sure that DAO wasn't going to crash before these contracts were on. I don't know. I'm not privy to information. Some people might be, but wait a minute, guys. I'm going to go first to a community member like me before we might go to someone who might have more knowledge. Berserker, you did mention DAO the other day. The headline thing I used the other day, a nothing burger, was a joke. We all know the clickbait stuff, right? But underwhelming. Berserker, was DAO underwhelming for you, the launch? Maybe?
We decided to launch our NFT collection on Juno, and one of the big reasons was DAO V2. And then it launched, and then it had none of the features that we were promised that we wanted to use, such as the payroll, such as the voting with the NFTs, such as there was a lot of things that were supposed to happen, and it just, to me, that it's like V1 with a few little things added to it. So that's one of the things that the features are lacking. I can give him time, right? It's not a huge issue, but we've been waiting for it a while. It's been delayed a few times as well, so I guess my expectations were higher. That's one comment around it. The fact that
I will agree. I will agree with that, dude. I will ignore. I totally agree with you. I was waiting for Winston DAO. I thought the capabilities up front were going to be far more than what we have got. But yeah. Your next point, yeah.
Yeah, and the next point, I guess, is kind of the marketing around it. DAO is a good product. I think people know about it in the cosmos. It's kind of a Juno's flagship product that Jake talks about it all the time. And so when it launched, I think most of the cosmos was aware, but I feel like, one, they could have came out with a bigger bang. And two, I feel like this was finally the opportunity to try to get more people from, the EVM blockchains or the other blockchains to use this tooling, which they don't have. That's one of the few things that doesn't exist on EVM. And there's a lot of shit on EVM, right? But this is something that's a huge differentiator for Juno, is this DAO tooling. And I feel like, they didn't market it enough. It wasn't launched with all the fireworks. Maybe I was expecting, confetti and all these things coming out, like the next revolution of DAO tooling and the future of governance and things like that. Maybe it's just because I'm a founder of an NFT project, and when we have these big moments, we try to milk them as much as possible, right? We try to make an experience out of it. We try to kind of really, use the momentum to get more people in the project.
Quickly,
and I don't think they did that.
Might jump in very quickly, right? I think one thing that Cosmos devs are really good at is coding, right? I think undeniably, for the most part, most of the devs we have are really good at coding. What a lot of them have, what a lot of them lack in, is any form of like real world social or marketing experience or business experience, right? They're very good devs, lacking in a lot of the other areas for the most part, right? I'm not saying all of them, I'm not going to name names, but like generally that's the consensus that I come to, because they build all this good stuff and then it's like, here is all these great things, they talk it up and then they deploy it and nothing. There's like no marketing. So this is where I think Juno in particular, we've got a lot of good community members who are engaged, that if we can be more involved in these kind of launches of products that primarily we will use, and we can then go out and talk about and market and talk about the experiences and like the benefits, etc. I think that's what's probably going to be the way for a while, especially during the current market conditions, until we can get ourselves in a situation where we might have funding. And, you know, let's look at Osmosis example, where they're like, hey, we've got real money, let's go and throw it out there to do some marketing. And then we all laugh at the bankless tweets because they're absolutely terrible, right? Like, I would much rather give Rec Gang 50 grand to go and brand Osmosis out to the public through Polygon, etc. And I guarantee you there would be far more engagement than like the 85 tweets, 85 likes and 15 replies of hashtag ad that all of the bankless people get.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
This is like one of the strengths that Juno has, that, yeah, like, while we cop a lot of shit because of, you know, past actions that Juno's done and, you know, past community decisions, the community who are here now actually have like a fair amount of pull and a fair amount of engagement across various ecosystems and people, right? Like, I get a bunch of people, I'm, you know, not shilling myself, but like I get people who follow me from other ecosystems, right? And I'm sure that's because I engage with the likes of Rect, who are out there on Polygon and these other chains, right? That's how you get real growth and real marketing, is like actual people who are using the products and buying and investing in the chains and the ecosystems and the communities. That's far better marketing than spending 50 grand on bankless, 100%. So to tie it back to DAO, I'm going to say a word, and those of you who know can't say anything yet, but DAO games.
Well, that sounds fun. I'm excited about that. That was gonna be my third point. I was gonna say we need someone to be using it like a big DAO. And
so
you know, now if you have DAO games, that could be fun.
If you have time, maybe go and have a look through the timeline. Ignore the last couple of hours of tweets, but look back earlier. See if you can get a few hints. All I'm allowed to say at the moment is...
Oh, the blue team. I saw that thing. What is that?
Tell me. DAO games. That's all I can say.
Ooh.
But very soon, everyone in Juno will have the opportunity.
Yeah, this is a good idea. I don't know what it is, but I like the gamification of DAO and getting people involved. Anyways, excited for that, but my comments stay on the marketing and the deployment.
I agree. Guys, listen, I'm very careful about like dev time and that, because I can see Ollie's still here. I hope he's like just continued on with his work and just listening in. Ollie, have you been enjoying yourself tonight? I hope Sabrestein has as well. Just kicking back, having fun with us, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah. I sort of joined another call on the side and had my phone blaring out RAC FM at the same time. So, but yeah, I'm listening in while also, yeah, going through some of DAO's code here. It's interesting stuff, yeah. But loving the conversation.
I love that, on the phone, and then RAC FM's blaring out on the other side. Sabrestein, darling, have you had fun? Like, thank you so much for coming, yeah?
Yeah, of course. I was just so shocked to even be invited up here. And so I appreciate the opportunity. And it was a great show.
Oh, your woman was first on the list with my guests, Bbandz, I tell you. There, I was like, get this smart lady on our show for sure. Hey, I don't know. It's we are going to build, guys. I mean, it's not like we're trying to brand or anything. It's, do you know what it is? It's about doing the opposite of what people do, who just fucking continually extract like from the market. Like, so I make some good trades on, you know, a few coins or whatever, or because I do the right thing at the right time, or I flip some NFTs, right? And I'm enjoying my life, living in the foreign country I love, blah, blah. Like, if I can't spend a few hours of my time giving back, like, to the community and just trying to, like, you know, do me little bit at the bottom, we've talked about this for ages. So it's the same with all of us. Like, that's why I'm so gracious to, like, my co-host Bbandz and Gins and Rarma would have been the co-host. I just couldn't be bothered. I thought Rarma was going to die. Rarma, I thought you were going to die after like 40 minutes tonight.
Mate, I'm waiting for the after party. Let's fucking go.
Fucking Jesus. Or because we haven't discussed...
You haven't even discussed the news or anything.
Yep, I know. Yep.
Which,
like,
I spend a lot of time reading, but here's the thing. I'm like, if they don't cover the news topics, I can take one of those and use them on the show on Monday.
Right.
Dude, I didn't know. I thought we were all doing that. So I stayed up and I was like reading through everything, and like I have a page and a half of notes. Maybe I was over prepared. I don't know. Maybe it's better.
No, we had a plan. We did have a plan that went straight out the fucking window straight away. Like Gaines didn't.
Ollie couldn't help it. Ollie was he just can't help. He's so smart. His information was amazing. Like, I just wanted to listen to him continue talking. So,
Bbandz, do you like about?
You're right. I enjoy listening to that. I appreciate it.
Yep. No, Bbandz, Saber, I'm with you. Always blame the guest for the show running off the rails.
Absolutely.
It's the easiest
Absolutely.
out. It's the 101 for getting off.
Because they're not going to say anything back to you. You know, no, I'm just like, no, Ollie, I'm just kidding.
I'm saying it in a nice way. I don't know a lot about coding or like back end work, and like a lot of times I learn from EJ, like when he talks about it. So it's really nice to hear. I love listening to devs talk about what they're passionate about, and so anytime a dev comes up, I love to listen.
The coolest thing about those guys is just like trying to like increase the cloud computing power that is available like within a certain block time. I mean, that's all it comes down to. Like, it's just like being able to maximize and then distribute that computing power. Kudos, I think, is going to be a very interesting thing. I mean, I posted it, I retweeted a tweet ages ago where I said, like, guys, you know, for one reason or another, your eyes need to be all over these projects. There was like Aptos, Sui, like this was quite a while ago, right? You know, Celestia was on there. Kudos was one of them. Laconic, where Michael works, there was like a few. I'm telling you, do not sleep on Kudos. That's all I'm going to say, Ollie, to everybody. Do not sleep for the future. Hey, if you're like me and you're like 2025, 2030, like if that's...
Can I ask you a question real quick, Robo, to interrupt you? When was the first time you heard about Kudos?
Oh, a long time ago, I think, because like was it on Binance like ages ago? And I remember like probably
from
February. No, I think probably like, was it February 2021 or something? They've been around for ages. Kudos, man.
I heard about from you know the guy who does Crypto Love and BitBoy. There was like a time where they just could not stop talking about Kudos, and that's the first time I heard about it. But I didn't get to know enough information. I got some Kudos, and then I kind of left it like alone. Like the thought of it, I didn't understand it, but I'm really appreciative. I just wanted to let the guests know that thanks for coming on and explaining how cool your project is.
Do you know why? Do you know why though? Because at the time, like cloud computing, like cross fucking blockchain, right? Like that was like a good thing at the time. Like when you were like saying like BitBoy, everybody else, blah blah, right? It was like one of those like pure like trends at the time, like P2E, or like the NFT PFP craze, or like the NFT utility craze, like all these little like sectors that there is, like the DeFi sectors, like RV and everything, where everything's had their little like run up. Like the cloud computing, like back in the day, had like a nice little like run up. Like people did very well on it, right? Anyway, Ollie, honest to God, we're blessed, aren't we? RAC FM, because we RAC FM, right? We're a collective, right, of fucking ragtag ragamuffins. Ollie, yeah, you've been our first guest, man, dude. I highly appreciate it, because we'll probably like wind down, Ollie, and do a after show soon. I've been warned from Finn, and he's like, dude, if you want me to make an effort, you sort this shit out for me, because everybody, what's it, Rarma? What's the motto for Finn now? Spaces for spaces. Is that his motto, right? Spaces for spaces.
Oh no, it was spaces for pesos.
No, but what is it? Finn wants no one to record a Spaces on Sunday. However, I hear that like that's the night that Berserker and the crew do it, so Finn must be giving them a free pass. Berserker.
Or just not recording it, which is expected.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, guys. Honestly, what a night it's going to be. I'm going to spin up an after show on my own account and then go and take care of some stuff. Let you lot chit chat. Chit chat.
Sorry, what? What was that?
He calls our chat shit chat.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's a Freudian slip.
It becomes the host of like a weekly recorded professional show. All of a sudden, we've got shit chat instead of chit chat. I see how it is. No, it's fine. You do your thing, mate. Us community plebs will just be over here having our non-recorded spaces, enjoying ourselves.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, Finn comes over on Sunday and he records it because it's not work for him when it's spaces with us compared to when it's spaces with you, Robo.
No, he did the full Friday show, you see. At the minute, I know Gaines is incredibly busy. He's probably like asleep by now. He came very late, right? When he gets back to normal, he will be a regular. Finn had like an all-nighter. I don't know, like Rarma, you must know. He was, he was in the group chat, like, with us fucking Desians, like, what time? And he's like, oh, fuck this. He was up with, like, Sam at, like, dude, he must have slept, like, an hour and then got back up and sessioned and then went to sleep for another hour and then got back up. I don't know how he did it. That's why Finn's not here tonight, because he's been right on the recording session and the fun session for the last couple of days. No the wonder of all he's funding. Controversial. Anyway, Rarma, Bbandz, Berserks, Sabrestein, have we got anything to say to our guest, Ollie, though? We have to thank him. I love that. Thanks very much, Ollie. I think you've heard people tonight talk about you coming on. Feel free to come on anytime, bud. We are Monday to Thursday, same time, EST, right? 8 a.m. EST, open mic all week. Friday, we're trying to have like a panel, invite people on so we can do what we do. So cheers, Ollie, mate. You've been fantastic, dude. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me on, Robo. Yeah, keen to see what everyone's building, and again, as there's some exciting stuff in the works, and whatever chain you're building on in the cosmos, we want to see some compute power launching when we go live with things. Hopefully towards the end of this month. But yeah, been an awesome session. Always keen to be on these, and hopefully get to join a few more. Good to see some of the kudos community in the chat as well. So hey to all of you there. Thanks, Robo. Thanks all. But I'm gonna jump to my next call starting in a minute now. Anyway, see you all.
You've been a gracious guest. Yeah, thank you so much, buddy. Take care now. Good day to you.
See ya. Thanks, Robo.
Hey, Rarma, I missed you last week on this show. Definitely, we needed you. I mean, last week we were a lot more professional. Obviously, you've lowered the tone.
Yeah, no, let's just call it. Let's just call it a weekly thing. Rarma will be here. Make sure that the show stays on topic, on track, professional, and all the questions get answered.
Oh, look who's jumped in the room. Mr. Turret. Look. He's coming to check that we're on time.
Bbandz, I heard that, by the way. Just saying.
Wait, look who's come in the room. Look, he's come in the room at 10 o'clock. Oh my God, Uncle Finn's coming to check that we're Oh
need
my
to roll
God.
it down. We need to shut it
We need
down.
to wrap it up.
Wrap it
get
up,
into-
music.
Maybe we should
Nah.
post a Rug FM.
You don't gotta go home, but you can go to
Robo, your boss is
Robo
here.
space.
My safe space, yeah.
Robo, your boss is
wait.
here, mate. RACBULLA said your boss is here. Wrap it up.
We know what we need. You know what we need, right? We're literally, wait, I'm going to take a screenshot of this first. Like, wait, he just comes in 10. Let me get this a minute. There you go. Wait, we need Finn to come in and say, like, okay, guys, I'm going to need you a lot, like, wind it down. Like, literally, Finn, we're not finishing unless you motherfucker, come in and tell us to. Imagine the smell. So, guys, if no one knows, last Friday's show, Bbandz, do you know about last Friday's show, what Finn did in his edit or not? I'm going to shame you all. Here.
No.
Oh, shamed. You know that meme, from Life of Brian? Shame, Rarma, did you listen to Finn's edit?
I did. I did.
No, you didn't. You did. Well, tell me what he did. Tell me what Finn did to the edit last week. Come on. Someone in the room.
All right. I listened to it. I've listened to it. Let's check. Let's check with Berserker.
Wait, you all brag, you all virtue signal about fucking donating, and you can't even listen to the man's work. Oh my God, the smell in your house when you lot wake up tomorrow, it's going to be embarrassing.
Terrace right now, he will suck me off because he knows I'm done.
So basically, Finn, right? He beeped, beep. He beeped every time you mentioned Bankless during the Bankless discussion with like me, Bbandz, and every time we said Bankless, you'll hear beep, beep. Like I'm like, oh, the pleb! I can't believe they paid $50K to beep. Finn.
Absolutely flawless and class edits. So give the man, we're pushing, we're already over 2 hours. I know the last one went for over 2 hours. Give the man the freedom to do his art and you'll get quality edits and final products like that. So what I'm saying, Robo, is, you're already paying overtime. I know how much Finn is worth. All right. You're going to be on noodles again, mate.
Have you seen who's in the RAC FM bio? Has anybody seen who's actually like tagged and like named in the RAC FM bio or not? Has anybody paid attention to that at all? Do you know like anyone?
Yeah, it's no fucking OGs in there, that's for sure.
What are you talking about?
Well, are you talking about your people follow? Because I don't see a lot of us.
You've been on holiday.
I feel like we were supposed to wrap this up 3 minutes ago and go to Robo's space.
We've never fucking seen.
Feeling like it's not happening, Robo. It's not happening.
We've never seen Bbandz for 3 weeks. He's giving me shit. Where's he been? Anyway, right, we are going to wrap it up. I've got to say, wait, Sabrestein, Berserker, exactly like what I dreamed of tonight. Like perfect foils, great questions. Honestly, welcome back. Like anytime. I hope in the future, like you enjoy listening to the show. I hope in the future Bbandz can be on time for once in his life. I do know he's having issues, but hopefully by February that will be bit more royalties and that'll be cush. Rarma, as always, I don't know how you do it, how you stay up, and Bbandz, you're my little queen, right? Listen, darling, couldn't do without you, Bbandz. What?
Have you heard the way she says Rarma? She's definitely mine.
Shut up, man. You got no chance, man. She came on.
He likes it. He wants to get in trouble, so he's like, so what was that? Am I in trouble?
Come on.
Say my name. Say my name again.
First time I met Bbandz, she came on the fucking show talking about Matic Grey, man. It was proper.
She's literally called Rain Bands. What do you mean?
Oh, hey, don't even go there. Oh my God, I can't believe the smell in your house, Rarma. Can't believe you're daring to claim that. Anyway, right, I'm going to end this for Mr. Fid Fuddington before he has a fucking hissy fit.
Here comes the 15-minute outro. Get
Karen.
Ready.
Nice, Karen. I am going to say, though, some amazing people, though. Like, guys, if I do not mention you, right, that's no disrespect. I just, want to give a shout-out. There's, amazing people in here, like Andre, man, Shrewd, Slings, Chris, J Smiles, Brasco, OX Ponzi, Soy, Giannis. Hey man, guys, jump in this next space. Joe, Sky Monks, Cosmos Coffee, been here for ages. Or Jacob's here. Jacob Remy, is that right? Tank's been here all the time. Finn's just jumped in telling us to fuck off. And then you lot, the 6 people left up here on the stage, I'm blessed. I think we all are, you know. If we can come together, if we can just build, I've said before, politics is downstream of culture. Let us get upstream. Let us take care of that. Let the plebs worry about themselves. The good plebs, they'll come up, they'll swim upstream like the strongest salmon and come and find us, right? That's how this shit works. Anyway, I'm going to end it. I'm getting DMs off Finn. Oh, I'm 6 minutes over. I'm getting wrong. Right, guys. See you over on Roboverse Web3. If you're new, Roboverse Web3, just like hit someone's PFP and you'll find it. Anyway, take care. Guys, been a lovely night. Sabrestein, thank you very much. So just about to speak. Sabrestein, thank you very much, darling.
Yes, thank you to you guys as well. I really enjoyed it. And once again, just so thankful that you did reach out to me because I didn't expect it, but I appreciate it.
Please come and jump in the next spaces so you can jump in and harass us a little bit more. It'd be great.
It will go. Great. Cheers, Gaines.
Bye. Put it down. About to get yelled at by Finn. Bye.
Oh, Finn's here. Wait a minute. Are we going to leave before Finn comes in? He's coming up right. I'm going to end the space. Wait. Finn's coming in. See you later. See you on my page. Over on me tail, yeah?
It's the RAC show coming from the RAC store. With this back in the Mac in the back flow. Let's go. Chillin' with raccoons by the back door. Take calls so you can stake more. All I wanna do is making dough, right? But I found this crew and doing alright. We RAC will bitch, ready to fight. So many raccoons ready for the boss life. I might fly high like a kite, right? But always ready for a shite for the right price. Raccoon supply has the right price. Giving you respect if it's likewise. So I'm buying all the mean guys with the clean heart. Read between lies, laser beam through lean eyes. Warrior with clean lies, trash mouth, mean smile, be wise. NFT wise, fuck with these guys. It's the RAC rap from the back lab. 100 NFTs in my backpack. Crazy rap from the stash app. RAC will take a lead in this haystack. It's the RAC rap from the back lab. 100 NFTs in my backpack. Crazy rack from the stash app. RAC will take a lead in this haystack. Blast that RAC rap from the stash app. Supplying the raccoons with a headbang rap. RAC gang with the RAC will slang like a trash can. Hoodie with fangs and a gold chain. It's either RAC will or the red pill. Best chill while we get into the first meal. Best feel, best devs with the best skill. No shill, all real, secret is a great deal. RAC will insane, Shane better stand fast. Robo shooting his tweets with straight facts. Knowledge from the street, with the best plan yet. Winston gotta eat if you retweet that. Free alpha life feed from the base camp. McKenna always ready if you dare that. Buying all raccoons for his rare stash. Trash panda biker gang, motherfucking hashtag. It's the RAC rap from the back lab. 100 NFTs in my backpack. Crazy rap from the stash app. RAC will take a lead in this haystack. It's the RAC rap from the back lab. 100 NFTs in my backpack. Crazy rap from the stash app. RAC will take a lead in this haystack.
Pleb.